'Cause I just know you got me thinking about forever. Got a crush on you. I just wanna.
Hey guys, welcome to Life with Kimmi
and Jeff.
Today we are talking about how to travel on a senior budget. Many of you still want to travel, but the money is looking funny. And it may not be moneying like it used to, right? The budget has changed, but you can still travel. You can still have fun. And that's what this is all about today. So I'm going to hop right into it, okay? Our first tip we have is to travel off season. A lot of times we want to travel at the peak time. So 4th of July just passed. Somebody might say, hey, I need to be there 4th of July weekend or Labor Day weekend. No, when you travel off season, you get the best deals. We actually were able to travel off season. We went to Martha's Vineyard and we rented a truck. And that truck that day was $175 or something like that, $150, whatever. But the guy told us if it had been on season,
which was to cut you up, which would have been the next week, right?
Just 1 week difference. It would have been double that. It would have been over $300 to rent the same thing we rented. Actually, everything was cheaper because we went off season. We have always traveled off season because a lot of times our friends will say throughout the years, well, how y'all travel so much? We always travel off season. That means, again, if it's a holiday, we're not going Labor Day weekend. We're going the week before, the week after. You know, if it's the Christmas time, we're not going Christmas Day. Now, Christmas Day is a little different. Sometimes traveling on Christmas Day, you can get things cheaper. But typically, we don't plan vacations around holidays. So that's the number one tip that we're going to give you. Would you want to add to that, Jeff?
Now, avoid, like I said, the holidays or when school is out, school vacation.
Forgot that one.
We did
spring break,
spring break and things like that. Now, we just was someplace, I don't know, earlier, it was a few months ago. We were, I don't know, where would we at? Oh, I can't think of what it was going to be, where it was near the beach or something. But it was going to be, spring break was going to be coming. It was earlier. It was a few months ago.
Oh, that was in February. We went with our friend and her family to Destin. Is that what you're referring to?
I think so. I think so. But the point is that the next week would have been spring break. They were the people, as we were at the different restaurants, they were saying, yes, spring break is coming next week. It's going to be crazy down here. And so we were fortunate enough to be there, enjoy it, and not not having to fight with the folks, with the people. So
and get out before the people.
We did. Now, the only time that we did where we traveled with kids out of school was probably about 4 years ago. And that was after we had all the deaths in the family. The final was my dad when he passed in May, and by the following month, I think we went to like what was it? Disney. What's the?
I mean, but that's one time out of.
No, I'm just saying.
30 something.
Something we don't normally do that, and we were there. It was hot as all get out. And it was just kids for days.
Everywhere.
Now if you want to go during that time, because that's when they're there, that's another story.
And if you got kids, but we're talking mostly those over 50, your little ones are probably done with school.
Yeah. So
at least we hope so.
Yeah. So we realized we were like, oh, we didn't even think about the time. We were just getting out on the road. We were getting out of here. And so that was the only time we did that. But we knew when we got there what it was. I mean, it turned out all right, but it was just so hot
and crowded.
So you have to think about where you're going and things like that. So that's one thing. The next thing is to set a daily travel.
One more
budget.
on that. Let's go back one more too. Travel in the middle of the week. Typically, your weekends are going to be more expensive. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We find that when you start your travel on Tuesday, even booking with Southwest Airlines, typically when you book on Tuesday before Saturday, you're going to find a better deal. So try to travel during the weekday. And the hotels are actually less crowded during the week too. The prices go up on the weekend. So that's another tip to help get that budget down so you can travel and go where you want to go.
Right. The other tip was to set the daily travel budget. So having in mind not only the total budget, but how much you're going to be spending. So decide how much you want to spend, at least try to each day, so that you don't walk away and say, well, where did this, when the bill finally hits, you say, well, where did that come from? At least you have an idea ahead of time. Okay, we're going to be going here out to dinner, blah, blah, blah. We're going to this event, that event. And that way you know what to expect.
And that'll help you too, because like one time we went to a restaurant with one of my friends. She really wanted to go to Gordon Ramsay's restaurant. So that bill was not cheap. So, but that let us know, okay, so we're going to eat Gordon Ramsay today. Tomorrow we might be eating in and out, because we was out in California area, Las Vegas and all that. So you got to plan even your breakfasts and stuff. Make sure to help with the expenses of the food too, you can have breakfast at the hotel. We usually try to find hotels that include breakfast if that's not something you're accustomed to doing. And it may not be the best breakfast all the time. Sometimes it may just be a bagel and coffee, just something to kind of tie you over till you can start getting out and, doing the rest of your trip. So that's another way to get that budget down. And even your activities, we always try to find the free stuff to do first. Wherever I go, whenever we go to any city, I always try to find what's free that we can do first. It might be a museum. It may be going to a park, try to find all those type of things and then start adding your paid things. And like Jeffrey said already, we're going to divide the budget. So we got $500 for the week. That means, hey, today we can only go do an event that costs this, So write it out. When you write it out, make the vision clear, then you can, have a better vacation. And start vacationing, guys. You don't have to be rich to vacation. A lot of times people think you got to have a lot of money and you don't. It's really about that planning.
Now, thinking as Kimmi was talking about finding places that's free. For example, we went to Washington, D.C., and you go to the Smithsonian. I mean, if you're into those sorts of things, but that's free entertainment. They got, I don't know how many museums they got.
Over 20.
20 museums, and they're all free.
We even went to the zoo for free.
You go to the zoo for free. All of that. You can wear yourself out, and it's on free.
It's all free.
The only thing you spend
DC is the most amazing place to go, guys. If you've never been to DC, you've got to check out Washington, D.C. if you have never been. Like Jeffrey was saying, you got all the Smithsonian. We went to the zoo. We went to all the monuments. We've done Ben's Chili Bowl. That's not free, but it's reasonably priced and the food is really good. Shout out Ben's. We even met the owner. But so try to find things though that are free in the city to get started. And you can actually look for waterfalls. That's another one that we love and we enjoy doing together, is looking at waterfalls. It's just so calming. You may not be able to trek up the water, walk up to it maybe, due to health reasons, but just do what you can. Just, you can drive past it. Sometimes you can drive past and see the attraction. So it's different ways to get something accomplished. The point is, we don't want you just sitting at home saying, well, you know what? I'm older. I ain't got no money. I can't do nothing. No, there's always a will. There's a will. There's a way. We're trying to give you a way to do it. When it comes to our next tip is going to be travel dates. Again, we kind of talked about that earlier, going off season. But again, and sometimes with certain apps, I found airlines and hotels, it'll ask you, are you flexible with your travel dates? So look at the calendar. You may have wanted to go on a Saturday, but the travel date calendar is for the Priceline or whatever. It's telling you, hey, if you travel on Tuesday, it'll be cheaper. So take advantage of those little apps and tools and stuff. And don't be so rigid on your scheduling that, especially now at this age, you probably have a little flexibility. So you may like to go in June, but is it cheaper to go in September? So that's just some things to think about. Okay. The next one is affordable accommodations. You want to talk a little bit about that one?
Yeah. So you want to stay slightly outside of the tourist areas to save on if you're staying at a hotel or things like that. It depends on what you're trying to do, but you have to kind of weigh it out depending on how long you're going to be gone. So you can stay, let's say a few blocks, if the area is made like that, or a few miles down the street from the main event that you're going to see. That way, because if you're paying, let's say you're in Las Vegas, for example, you could pay. We were there. What was that? It was a couple of years ago, and initially we had found a hotel, and it was like a couple of blocks away from the main. What was the main strip there? I forgot the name of the.
This is Las Vegas Strip.
The main Las Vegas Strip. And it was like, no, we really want to see something. So we decided, and we went and got a hotel right on the strip, which I don't know what the price difference was.
It was only like $25 a night.
Yeah.
Y'all know Vegas is all about that gambling thing. Now we don't gamble.
Yeah, we weren't there for that.
But just for the record, we don't.
Yeah.
But because they cater to gamblers, the hotels and the food and stuff usually is still cheaper. So the hotel was like $25 a night. We stayed at the Luxor. It's an Egyptian-based, Egyptian-themed hotel. So we stayed at the Luxor.
Yeah. So that probably wasn't the best example because because you pay less for the hotel where we were paying more at the other hotel. The other hotel that we had found, we had actually went to the room, and Kimmy's like, I really want to be on the strip. So then we had to leave that hotel.
Oh, we sure did.
So what I'm saying now, you may go to another location, another place where it actually
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So going on the actual, the main event may cost you more than Times Square, for example. If we were trying to do something on Times Square, and we worked to and that was during the wintertime. Or it was going to have a snowstorm that's going to be coming in the next few days. And we didn't even get a chance because we had really worked hard as far as trying to find that hotel. And it was a nice one right on Times Square.
Yeah, so one time we went to New York, we stayed a block off the main Times Square.
And then the weather.
It cost more, yeah.
And so then we got notice that it was a bad snowstorm that was going to be coming, and we had to leave. We couldn't even enjoy it. But that's the point. Just be mindful. Try to find something. You might find something a couple of blocks or a mile or two that's away from the main event, so you don't have to pay as much.
And when it comes to accommodations too, don't forget to check Airbnb. That may be new for some of you. My older people used to staying in a hotel, but Airbnb can actually be cheaper and a better experience than staying in a hotel. Why? Because you have more space, more rooms, and typically you get the whole house, and it can actually be even cheaper. So don't sleep on Airbnb. Typically it will ask you like how many people are going, because you need to be honest on that. Don't put 2 people and 8 show up. Airbnb does not play that. They will get you. So make sure you're being completely transparent with the number of people or whatever. It doesn't typically change the price either. But you could just get more bang for your buck. Excuse me. And then also, especially for longer trips too. Like one day, I don't typically pick an Airbnb for us. But if we're going to be there like 3 nights, 4 nights, I'll start looking for Airbnb. Even 2 nights. But one, typically we'll just do a hotel in and out. It's just cheaper. For what we found to be the case. And then you want to look for hotels that include free breakfast. Remember, I talked about that earlier to get the expenses down. Breakfast is already included. Our favorite place to stay in the world is Embassy Suites. We like Embassy, Homewood Suites also include breakfast. So we usually try Hampton Inn. You could try Hampton Inn too, because they give breakfast typically. So those are all hotels that include free breakfast. And also one more that can kill your budget is parking. Try to find a hotel that includes free parking. So when you're using something like a booking.com, it'll ask you for your little ticks. What are you looking for, your amenities? And you can hit apply or whatever. Like I want a hotel with free parking. I want a hotel with free breakfast. So make sure you are clicking the boxes so you can tell it what you're looking for. It can help narrow that search for you. Okay. So free parking and free breakfast is a must if you can. Oh, one more tip on that too. Y'all know I got a lot of tips. It could be that finding a hotel that doesn't include breakfast is actually the better bet. Sometimes they will say, well, you know what, we'll include parking, we'll include breakfast. It's $200 a night when I can find another hotel that's only $125. So could you go to McDonald's and get your own breakfast for $10? Yep. So you see what I mean? You got to kind of play around, take your time, and be patient when planning your trip. All right, next on the list we have, in order to travel on a budget, even though you may think you don't have the money, is eat like a local.
Yeah, so if you're eating, that means that you want to ask around. If you're checking into a hotel or something, ask what's a good restaurant in the area, and they can usually tell you what's the best one, in opposed to you just going to the standard chain restaurant. I mean, you got McDonald's everywhere, right? Unless you're going out the country, McDonald's is usually going to be the same. We went to was it Mexico or something like that, or Costa Rica, and they had rice for the breakfast, right?
Yeah,
So
they had
that
rice.
was so, but that's what's local there. But otherwise, try to find something that you don't have at home that you wouldn't normally. Yeah, it's something not a chain restaurant. So do
And
that.
also eat like a local. What happened when we went to Boston? We were sitting in the park.
Yeah, so we were sitting at the park, and a young couple, come by and sat at the next bench over, and they had you look like it was a sub or something like that, and it was wrapped up. And he unwrapped that thing, and that smell of the onions and the oil that floated over there to me, and I was like, I said, oh, hey, what is that? What you eating? And he says, oh, I got it just up the street. So I said, let me go on over there, because
it was an Italian sandwich.
It was an Italian sandwich, and we went there and ate, and they had all the chips in there.
We started out with a half. We split it. That's another budget tip, is to save money, is split the meal. We do that a lot, especially when traveling, because usually it's so much food you don't want to take it back to the hotel. You may not have a microwave or whatever, so we'll split plates. We do that naturally anyway. That's not like a whole video. But we split a lot. So we split that sandwich Jeff is talking about. And then it was so good. I was like, I want another piece of that. So we bought another one, but it was a nice Italian sandwich. We tried the local chips. It was some chips local to that area also. So we had a really good time. So that's what we try to do, though, is find things that the local people are eating. That's what we mean when we mean eat like a local. So instead of finding, like Jeff said, the name brand, we'll go find, if they're known in that area, like for tacos, hey, we're the best street taco, or whatever. We want to eat what the regular people are eating, okay? And that tends to be even a little cheaper than these restaurants, sometimes high class, name brand restaurants. All right, cool. Next thing is take advantage of senior discounts. Senior discounts. Ask everybody, do you have a senior discount? Do you have a senior discount? And a lot of times they'll look at you and say, you're not a senior. I'm like, oh, yes, I am. I was at Popeyes one day. Did you know Popeyes have senior discounts? I was at Popeyes and I said, hey, I heard this guy say it. I said, oh, I need a senior discount too. And he was like, who you need it for? I was like, for me. So ask everywhere you go for a senior discount. That's going to be in your museums. Wherever you are, take advantage of senior discounts, even transportation.
Hotels.
Yeah, hotels. So everybody's version of senior discount is going to look different age-wise. Some people is 50, some people 55, some places are 60, some are 65. So it just depends. You also want to ask for your military discounts, teacher discounts. So I teach an online part of our business, another part of our other business. I am a teacher, right? So when I go to certain places and they say teacher discounts, I'll tell them, hey, I'm a teacher. And I've received discounts from that. It's the funniest thing ever. So it doesn't mean you have to be accredited with a college degree, master's and all that, bachelor or whatever. I tell them a teacher and they'll say, well, let me see your website or let me see something. And I'll show them my website and it shows Notary Educators, the name of our teaching company. And I'll get a discount like that. So don't forget to ask for those discounts. Now, if you worked hard for them, if you served in the military, again, ask for that discount. What it usually is at least 10%, even Home Depot. So there's a lot of places that recognize your service, okay? Or, again, your career. Teachers, firefighters, if you're a retired firefighter, And again, the reason I mention that age part is because if they don't ask me, I don't tell. I'll just say, hey, can I get the senior discount? Now, if they say what age or if it's written there, we want to be honest. But sometimes I'll just say, do you have a senior discount? Because AARP starts at 50, right? So it just depends on where you go and what age is honored. So I don't usually get into the minutiae of it and say, well, is your senior discount for 55 or 60? I don't do all that. Just give me the senior discount. I earned it. I'm up there. Okay, next.
So the next one is that goes along with your senior discount is to ask for and use your reward points and cash back. So we see if you use credit card and you want to use a good credit card or get one. Now, I'm not talking about adding on a bunch of debt, but get a card that's going to give you rewards. And that way you want your money to work for you. You're spending money, but you get something back and then keep up with that, so that you can you know, it feels good. You get you a little perk. You get a little extra something. You know what I'm saying? So use that stuff. My mom, she's real good about this. She said, I'm going to put it on this card. I'm making a purchase on this card because they give you this something back. Do we do that? Because I don't even.
Well, we do have a card. So we're going to talk about finances another day. But so see how he asked me that? Do we even have that? But we do have a card. We get cash back.
Yeah, because I don't know. I mean, Kim just say use this card. So I just whatever.
We get cash back. Now, my friend has a card and she gets points when she uses at the gas station for AAA. She got a AAA card, I think. And she gets all kind of travel points like toward, not AAA, Delta. Delta is good about the airline miles. Well, I don't travel a lot by plane. So for me, that's not a good deal. So don't get a card just because it offers a perk. It may not be a perk that you need. So just be cautious of the perks, okay? And also a lot of annual fees. Sometimes these perk cards have an annual fee. Now the card I have for my cash back, it does not have an annual fee. So, you know, if you're traveling a lot and you see the value, yes, but always do what's called ROI, return on investment.
Huh?
If I'm paying $150 a year for American Express card, is it worth it to me, or do I need to downgrade to just get the basic card? Okay.
Now, the next point, we kind of talked about this already, is to plan free and low cost activities. So again, like we talked about the Smithsonian, things like that, you know, things where parks where you can walk through, visit free museums, attend local festivals.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's a good one.
You'll go to a local festival and you'll see, and you'll get free entertainment, music, things like that. And you probably get some good local food there. And that's where you're going to spend the money for the food. But you're there at this big event and you're just walking around. So,
yeah, concerts. We were actually at a LL Bean store. Wherever the headquarters is for LL Bean, we were there. I forgot what state. Because we were so many places, but they were actually going to have a free concert. It was a name brand country singer out front. All you had to do was bring a chair, and I think they even had some chairs there. We just didn't have time to stay for it, but that was getting ready to start happening. So when you get there, always type in free activities near me, or whatever. If you know you're going to a certain state on a certain date, I would type in my Google search free activities in Washington DC. June whatever 26 or June whatever 29, whenever you're watching this video. So just type in free events, because it's a lot of free stuff, guys, a lot. So you may go there, just pay for the hotel, and then everything else you do is free. Boom. So you really got to know how to plan. Again, Jeffrey and I get that question all the time. How y'all travel so much? And we didn't talk about it when it came to accommodations earlier, but do you know somebody or know somebody and know somebody that you could stay with when you visit somewhere? You know, that's how we do a lot of traveling too. We either know someone or we have friends that know someone. So we may be spending on hotel, we may not, hotel expenses. So it just depends. So that's another tip too. Do you know someone that could refer, hey, I'm coming in town for the weekend, me and my husband, can we stay with you? You know, now of course you got to vet them sometimes, because in my case, I'm like, do you have dogs, cats, rats, what? So you got to kind of vet the person. You may not want to. You may find you want to stay in a hotel and keep your life simple. That's our preferred choice, actually. But to save money, sometimes we'll go ahead and we'll stay with somebody. Cool. All right. So you're looking for free local festivals, free concerts, and community events when you go somewhere. Okay. And free museums. Do not forget the museums. And also, again, we're going to ask for our what? Senior discount. You go to the World of Coca-Cola. Hey, you got a senior discount? Just about everywhere you go has a senior discount. So ask. Okay. Next thing is share the cost when possible. So again, you might want to go with another couple, another family. If you can split the rental costs. Like when we travel with a certain couple that we go with a lot, we split the cost of the food for the week. We have done a group trip where we did, how many couples was that? Maybe 12?
Yeah.
We did another group trip where my friend rented a big house on the beach. That was amazing. And I had fought her on that trip for years. I was like, I don't want to travel with you and your friends. And then I went, I had the best time ever. So it was a big old house. I want to say it had either 12 or 13 bedrooms, whatever. Everybody had their own room, own bath. We split the cost of the food for the week. And that was amazing. So who goes to the beach? We went to the beach for a whole week for $500. I think it was $570 per couple in a big old house.
Outer Banks.
Outer Banks. We went to Outer Banks. So as you can see, we travel a lot. we're not rich by a long shot, but we're teaching you how to do it on a budget. So the same things that we're telling you to do is what we do and how we've been able to travel. We've been traveling. We've been married 33 years and we've traveled from day one, somewhere doing something, even if it was just local to, the area. So we like traveling, and I've always been of the mindset I don't have to wait till I'm 80 or 90 to travel, and then I may not even have the health or the money to do it at all. So we've always done it on a budget.
There's a skit, and the point to add on to Kimmy's point, there's a skit in the old Saturday Night Lives, I think from like the late 80s or something, and they would say, "Hear me now." If two guys, the guy was trying to do like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he said, "Hear me now and listen to me sometime next week," or something like that. But here's the point that I'm trying to make. If you're like, when you're talking about traveling with somebody, again, I mentioned to you another time, you cannot travel with everybody. Okay, like we're talking about sharing expenses and stuff like that. If another group of people or folks that we're talking about that you're thinking about going, if you already know that they don't like to spend money and they're cheap or whatever, you probably, or if you're like that, you
That's
probably
true,
don't want to go.
I got some people I don't want to go with. I'm like, too rich for my blood. Ain't that what they say? Right. Too bougie, too rich, whatever.
So you got to know, you both got to be kind of on the same mindset of how you're going to expend money if you're going to share the cost.
Yeah,
because
I ain't got to eat at what's Ted's Steakhouse every night. Right. I'm not a Ted's Steakhouse person every night.
So,
but I don't mind doing it a night. But every night we gonna spend that kind of money. Yeah. I don't think so.
So you have to know yourself and who you're going with.
Yeah, I like that.
And
final thought is to save for travel all year. Now this is one that I still struggle with. I'm gonna be fully transparent. And you want to start saving, so it's January, you like to go in June, go ahead and start that little savings account right now. At the credit union, you can start one, put $30, $40, $50, something like that. Jeffrey, I'm going to let him talk about this one because this is not one that I'm really good at, but I will give you a couple more tips really quick. And that's budgeting a little bit out of each paycheck. I would say for us, typically, we probably spend maybe $5,000 a year on vacation. And that's multiple vacations. That's not one. That's multiple vacations. So typically I would say about 5,000.
I guess we could say that. And so, yeah, if you can budget, it does work. I mean, if you put money aside and that's just in life, if you budget your money and you put so much aside for home repair, put so much aside for car repair. And so then, and that's your go-to. Your go-to. Now, you may build up enough where when something happens, for example, we're talking about vacation. You go on vacation, you ain't got to pull into your regular money because you've already put money aside. And you can make it, and that's where you determine what's more important to you based upon the situation, your financial circumstances, what you can realistically afford. We can get into all that about finances and what have you, the specifics. And what you should do and what you shouldn't do, like a Susie Orman, where she would say you can't afford to do. We're not getting into all of that. We can, but the point of it is just think about it. If you know that this year we might travel a couple of more than usual, then you may want to put that money aside so that when it's time for that trip, it's not, oh my goodness, we're pulling money out of, lights, gas, and mortgage or whatever. If so that it's a less of a pill to swallow. So
the last tip on that is cut an unnecessary expense too. So I hear people all the time says, "Oh, you guys travel all the time. I wish I could. I don't have no money. But I'm looking at what you're carrying on your arm and you got a $500 bag or your shoes cost $500. I don't spend my money like that. I know for us, this is something that we like to do. Could I go and afford that if I wanted to? Maybe, sure, possibly. But no, I know I like to travel. So you can't have everything. It may mean, we're going on vacation in June. We're not going to be eating out so much because we know we want to really enjoy our vacation. So you can do a little bit of everything, guys, is the point. And we want you to have fun out there. We want you to travel, even though you may have to do it on a budget and the funds may be limited. Get out there and see some of the world. Okay, and we just showed you how to do it on a budget. Until next time, this is Kimmy
and Jeff.
All right, guys, happy travels.
All right, talk to you a little bit.
Crush on you, I just wanna be your only crush on you. I'm not